Honestly, if I was gonna make it, I have a few relapses under my belt, and I felt good about it. But with the housing thing, your environment means a lot, and
So what's your name?
Charlie Fricker,
It's good to meet you, Charlie.
you too.
How long have you been at Bridges Shore?
Almost 6 months.
Yeah. Can you tell me what your first week was like in Bridges Shore in recovery?
It was very welcoming. My very first day there, someone made sure that I got to a meeting. It made me feel right at home, honestly. I was a nervous wreck. I was overthinking everything, and I was just expecting the worst, because that's just how my past is. I was very hopeful about it, though, because I'd heard nothing but good things about it. And my first week I knew I was going to stay my first week.
Right. So just to clarify, Bridges Shore is sober living home, usually for females who are suffering from the disease of addiction and trying to find some recovery.
Yes.
Yeah. So why do you think it was important that you found all those things in your first week? As somebody who is addict, alcoholic.
So honestly, the biggest thing for me was the welcoming aspect. Of course, I was on guard and like, what do you want? But it was genuine and authentic, and that's what was really important to me. Of course, getting to a meeting and everything's important as well, but at the same time, it's like, my biggest anxiety was, how's my living situation going to be? And it was phenomenal.
Yeah, like if I can't have like a home base to build a foundation on.
Right, exactly. And I felt at home like that first day.
Nice.
Yeah.
What do you think makes somebody feel at home that way? Like the authenticity or?
Honestly, it's authenticity for me. It didn't feel forced. Like none of the girls there felt like whenever we were interacting, like of course everybody had their day-to-day lives, some of them were at work, some of them weren't. But whenever I came into contact with everyone, they were genuinely welcoming.
Yeah, they give you like the Stepford wife, like.
Right, like there was nothing not authentic about it, and that was the biggest thing for me.
I love that.
Yeah.
Right after housing being the biggest anxiety that you had.
Yeah.
What were some of the other ones?
Honestly, if I was gonna make it, I have a few relapses under my belt, and I felt good about it. But with the housing thing, your environment means a lot, and had I not had that environment, I don't know that I would have made it. The environment for me made all the difference. Like with the meetings, how people spoke, like if I said something, that wasn't the way we live, I was quickly corrected and in a nice way, obviously, but it was like, hey, look at it this way, and I was like, oh, so.
And you were able to see it.
It was, yeah, I mean, it was the support, because I was like, oh, that makes sense. I shouldn't do that, or I shouldn't think that way, or I shouldn't say that. So it was just the environment altogether.
It's amazing. And also, there's a lot to be said that you were in a position, and still are, it sounds like, to where you could hear a different perspective.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You said you had a few relapses under your belt.
Yeah.
What were the causes of those?
So the first one was about 3 years ago. I thought that I'd hit my rock bottom then. I had not. I went to a place in Georgia, and I neglected to listen and go to sober living afterwards. I thought that I was cured after the 30 days. I've got all the drugs out of my system. I don't need to do anything else. So I tried to go back home to my life, and relapsed within 2 hours and spiraled within 6 months, lost everything. So.
And how long was it before you found recovery again to relapse again?
I tried again.
Oh, we can clip that back. It's all good.
It's a good thing?
Yeah.
Okay. So I tried to get clean again, about a year ago, and here locally, and I actually ended up relapsing within 2 weeks of being there, and that relapse almost killed me. And
What are your drugs of no choice, or however you would say it?
I like to mix fentanyl with methamphetamine
Both at the same time?
at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's popular. I've also been there myself, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand the desire.
Yeah.
This time in recovery, 6 months while you spoke about having, working some steps and
Yes.
being involved in a group. And what's been the most, like, rewarding aspect of all of this for you?
The most, like, for me personally,
Sure.
honestly, getting my mental state back, my confidence, and just growing, actually healing, not just getting drugs out of my system, actually doing the work and working on myself instead of just numbing it with whatever I can find.
Yeah. I stumble in thinking I need some, like, relief from how I'm living.
Right.
I do these things and find freedom rather than just temporary
Exactly. Yes.
relief. Wow. What are you most excited about for your life today?
I don't know. Oh my God.
What makes you happy these days? Where do you find your joy?
I honestly find my joy in helping others and like watching others grow.
Connecting?
Yes, connection for sure.
Do you find yourself being like an extroverted person? Would you classify yourself as being extroverted?
Absolutely, yes.
So I get recharged by being around people.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Okay, so like the more I can jump in and help people in this way, the more it like charges
Yes,
you up.
even if that's just like making someone laugh or just talking or listening or, you know, giving solicited advice.
How do you spend your downtime then?
I don't have a ton of downtime, to be honest.
So what's it like a general day look like for you? Just like generally run me through.
So I typically, I wake up, I pray, get ready for work, I go to work, and then I come home, typically go to a meeting or something like that. Then there's a few girls in my houses that love to confide in me and tell me whatever shenanigans they have going on and ask me for advice.
I love shenanigans.
Same.
So you fill your day like that?
Yeah. And then honestly, any other opportunities that I get, because I genuinely like to help and connect and just like make anybody's day better in any way that I can, even if it's something small.
Yeah. What do you think the coolest thing you've got to witness in the past 6 months has been?
Honestly, like I've seen other people in the program or in the recovery community grow, and so that gives me hope. Like, you know, like someone a little bit further ahead of me gets all these things and, you know, hits these goals and these milestones, and I'm like, it's doable, you know? Like, even like when I'm having a bad day, so like when I first got here, I'm like, because it just seems so far away, you know? And then like I see it and I'm just like, all right, I'm having a bad moment. Let me just hang in there and, you know, keep going. And then it just falls into place.
Let's see what's around this next turn.
Yes.
If somebody were watching this right now and they may be struggling, maybe not, maybe a little bit timid about getting into recovery because they're introverted,
Yeah.
let's say the opposite.
Yeah.
What kind of advice would you have for them about their shenanigans?
Like if they're struggling to start recovery,
Sure.
my advice is do it. Anyway.
Like Nike style?
Like, yes, just do it, because honestly, you don't know unless you try. So when I first got here, I wasn't introverted, but I was not like I am now. This is like my
methamphetamine.
authentic, true self. When I got here, I was very broken. I was in a shell. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't even really have the will to do it. I was just like, I'm going to try it. And I dove in and did it. And
Still doing it.
it works. Like, it just does.
I love that so much. So you had talked to me earlier about that you were on the making the amends portion, step
Yes.
9, and then you're going to be working in
Yeah.
10, 11, and 12. How many more amends you got left?
8.
You think if we check back in with you in 6 months, you have those done?
Oh, I'll have them done.
I would like to hear about that experience.
Okay.
Thank you for doing this.
Thank you.